we're going to look at more the community aspect of what the guys are doing at Core. We decided to get the guys outside of their comfort zone. Tell us a bit about what you do and what your vibe is, sir.
Name is Spring. I'm the NFT lead and the community manager of Europe. We provide a certain amount of support with regards to the growth of the NFT ecosystem within Core. We also reverse engineer and see how we can bridge the DeFi area, such as...
So what Spring Roll neglected to mention here is very straightforward. We here at Core have decided to incentivize members by using something called
Blockmates Orange is sponsored by Core Network, the ultimate Bitcoin-powered EVM-compatible blockchain. Learn more about Core at blockmates.com.
Welcome back, everyone. Another episode of a Blockmates Orange. This episode is a little bit less serious, even though some people might think it is serious, but we're going to look at more the community aspect of what the guys are doing at Core. Obviously, a Blockmates Orange is sponsored by Core, and we're very appreciative of that. And we decided to get the guys outside of their comfort zone, pull them from the basement, get them in on telling us what they're doing from a community perspective, NFTs, memes, the kind of stuff that is less serious, but we all enjoy the creative aspect of community, and this is what Neve and Spring Roll do. They are very much a part of the Core team, and they manage a very important part of this creative aspect. Spring, Neve, welcome, guys. Neve, love the mask, Cortoshis masks. For those of you who don't know, the Cortoshis were an NFT collection that the Core Network did launch, and we'll get into what the significance of those are. But quickly, introduction. Spring Roll, you go first. Tell us a bit about what you do and what your vibe is, sir. And then Nev afterwards. Thank you.
Fire. Thanks, Jedi. Name is Spring. Call me Spring Roll. I'm the NFT lead and the community manager of Europe. We provide a certain amount of support with regards to the growth of the NFT ecosystem within Core. This can be as a standalone. So imagine an NFT project that is an IP or is actually wanting to launch a certain product, then that is possible. Vice versa, we also reverse engineer. So we talk with certain DApps, for example, such as Glyph, a little bit of an alpha there, and see how we can bridge the DeFi area towards NFTs, so that people who are more artsy, people who are more acclimated to, for example, using NFTs to get access to certain things, are able to actually step into this ecosystem, step into Core, and get a bit more of a breakdown of what really a certain product is, what it's able to offer, and how to actually either make gains on it or actually, just become a part of the community.
Just a quick word from today's sponsors, Corex. Corex is a decentralized exchange that integrates innovative social features and artificial intelligence, breaking the status quo of what trading looks like on a typical DEX. Corex transforms trading, which is often solitary, into a vibrant, community-driven experience. It allows traders to connect, share insights, and collaborate. Corex's AI capabilities serve as intelligent advisors, providing real-time analytics, trend predictions, and personalized trading signals. Built on the Core chain, Corex emphasizes a commitment to Bitcoin alignment, decentralization, and security, while simultaneously unlocking Bitcoin's much-needed utility. Visit corex.network and start trading now.
I feel like you just played that so underwhelmingly there, Spring. What the fuck, bro? It's called ArtFi, dude.
Fam, we gotta pace it. You don't just waterfall and waterboard the shit out of the listeners. You gotta drip feed it, drip. Remember?
No, there's no drip here, dude. We're on the Blockmates fucking podcast, bro. We got Jedi here in the fucking making, and you're gonna talk about drip feeding? Come on, bro. This is not what we're doing here in this narrative. You know that already. I am so. Oh, I'm leaving this podcast. Sorry, Bach. I'm out of here, Jedi.
But hold on, don't leave, dude. You now have an opportunity to tell us what Spring Roll didn't tell us. So
what Spring Roll neglected, I'm going to say sadly neglected to mention here, okay, is very straightforward. We here at Core, the Cortoshis ourselves, have decided to incentivize members by using something called ArtFi. So it's DeFi and art have been fucking just shut together, merged, and decided to make this baby that was like, this degen kid that's like, hey, we're going to incentivize you for buying NFTs. And not only are you being incentivized to buy them, hold them. So it's like diamond hand motherfuckers like myself who have ordinals, who have, let's be real here, assets on ETH, even though we all know, right, gas is fucking ass, right? But holding these NFTs incentivize you. And what Spring neglected to tell you is that, like, the biggest degen plays, you want to sweep floors and hold like 20, 30, 40, 50 NFTs and get sparks for holding these NFTs, which no cap equal ST Core, which is liquid staked core. You should be doing that on Core, because that's the only platform that's going to incentivize you for holding those NFTs, for buying those NFTs, and guess what? For sweeping the damn floor. Like, I'm over here sitting with 50 plus Cortoshis, because guess what, man? I'm running the place. I've been giving out the alpha. Here's how you make your big bags in ST Core, like just riching them out. Here's what we're doing all day. And the reason for that is because, nobody wants to incentivize NFT holders anymore, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's kind of like, hey, let's go on the meme coin narrative. And you know what? Let's be real. All of us trade shitcoins, right? We all like the risk. I know my dick gets semi-hard when I see that green candle and then I get rinsed 20 minutes later. It happens, but it's a hell of a ride during that 20 minutes, right? And that's kind of where we're at.
That's how you get off of things. It's true.
But so thank you very much, Neve, for a very entertaining, but at the same time very insightful introduction. Besides stacking NFTs and besides sweeping floors, what do you actually do at Core?
Oh, I guess that makes sense. I neglected to mention that.
Yes,
so,
Ned.
It's because
The most important thing that needed to be answered.
It's this guy right here.
Now it's my fault.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Sure. Just answer the damn question, Nev.
Chads, Giga Chads, Legends. My name's Nev. I am your NFT lead / growth manager over at Cordell. I work alongside my lieutenant Spring Roll. Yeah, the crunchy fucker that's there. He's usually, cabbage based. There's no chicken with him. Let's be real. And and I've been growing the ecosystem out from degen space. We are in the middle of massive projects. He wants to talk about drip feed. We're 10 weeks out from a marketplace where we're gonna have some fun.
What are you dripping?
I don't know. I thought you said we're drinking.
Respect. No respect for the creators. Like, fam. Now we are launching it now that he has mentioned it. Jedi, you think you can clip the shit out? You can clip that part out?
It's live.
This pod is going as is. Nothing's changing up until now. Wait. I've got to ask this question, and it's kind of like this. In my intro, I said it's like core has been, like, from my perspective, anyways, and seeing as though we're being brutally honest here, is like I always suspected like it was about the business. It was about Bitcoin. It was about staking and rewards around that, and it was very much like kind of like I almost felt like I almost had to put on a suit and keep things really, really tidy and well behaved. It didn't mean that I couldn't swear, but it was like, this is business, guys. There's a lot of money out there. Core's trying to capture this value that resides in Bitcoin. And now I've got you guys on, and you're telling me that, hold on a second, we've got this. There's a degen culture here. There's NFTs. There's something a little bit different to what I had in my mind around what Core were doing, and I'm surprised, but pleasantly surprised to hear that, first of all, you guys exist within the staff component of Core, but more importantly, there's good energy here. There's like something that's a little bit more than just the business side of things. So, just Spring, I wanted to just ask you, when did you guys kind of like get called in on for essentially the job that you guys are doing, and what was the discussion that was had at the time, between the core DAO itself and this whole idea, well, let's get art going, let's get NFTs going, let's get a more degen kind of culture involved in this whole thing. I'm really curious as to how that started, and just provide us
Ooh.
with a bit of context
All right,
around it.
let me put my
Yeah.
tie on here, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Let me talk this one through.
Mute,
Spring. Hold on.
mute him right now. Just mute him.
So there's a
Nev,
couple of things there.
Nev, you
Please bring it
say
up.
let's Spring go first, and then we'll take it from there.
That's what I was saying. Go ahead.
This Nev. No, we came in about 7 months ago now. So it's been about a bit over half a year. The goal really has been to see how we can make things pop where it's also fun. And DApps, DeFi apps, or DeFi protocols, NFTs all kind of mesh together. Before, when the ecosystem started or when we joined, we noticed that there were some dApps which were working together, others were not. We also noticed, of course, that these gents are insanely smart. They have all of these ideas, but explaining that, breaking that down to someone who is new to crypto, yeah, that's a whole different ball game all of a sudden. So our goal really was to break that down, start off with the Cortoshis collection. So that was goal number one. We started up an NFT campaign called Cortoshis, which really was about introducing different dApps to the holders. We asked a couple of the dApps to start integrating their traits inside of Core as well, or inside Cortoshis as well. That's why you have certain traits that are in there. And they've offered as well to provide certain utilities towards these NFT holders. That collection launched mid-December. And the moment that it launched in mid-December, my lord, volume just went nuts. Came to find out that we have a big Chinese community as well, who really actually like the fact that we launched something official, and that the NFT as well, of course, was on OKX. That snowball effect led us to where we are now, where there's different dApps, there's different projects that are coming forward and saying, look, man, we really like what is being created here now. We would love to come on board. We would love to actually partake in this vision and see how we can bring our community to Core, but at the same time, of course, provide these people who have been on Core this entire time a product or a service or a group where they're able to grow themselves as well. That in tandem as well with the ambassadors that we have been getting involved with. Some of these ambassadors are now getting hired by some of the dApps to actually provide support. So you see this budding ecosystem where individuals really are trying to empower each other, instead of that it's really the top down approach where it's just we feed you stuff, you take it, and then we keep it moving until we have the next release. So the community is really getting to be together, coming together. And that can be in the form of spaces, that can be in the form of NFTs, that can be in the form of a Discord channel, that can be for Telegram. Anything is possible. We support it as long as you let us know.
Nev, tell us.
Yeah, where's your add-on now? Nev, come.
He was pretty much on the ball with that one. Let's be real here. I can't even add any value or insight into that because, holy crap, unlike his introduction, he actually was like nail on the head. Let's be real. But the reality is, it's just like,
Here comes the
your
reality.
perspective, your perspective of Core is pretty airtight, right? They are very DeFi orientated. They are trying to push that whole staking element, which is not bad. They are BTC-fi. They're providing a product to a very diverse space of like trillions in liquidity with BTC. And it makes sense that you want to build a product that's non-custodial. The asset remains in your wallet, and you want to be able to stake it to earn, a generative APY. Let's think about financial tech and how that works. Fuck yeah. You want to take your funds and earn interest on your money or your fiat, you go to a bank. And that's what Cordell is trying to kind of provide, is that BTC bank, right? So the big thing is just like anybody that knows this, and anybody that's been degen enough to understand that ecosystems require a community of traders, a community of people like myself and Spring Roll to really drive that momentum. The foundation found that. They specifically wanted to hire individuals that would be, building that momentum up and kind of focusing on developing and generating a community that made sense, that were a block of Cortoshis. And that's kind of what ended up happening. Myself and Spring Roll were kind of picked up, scooped, and thrown into this space. And yeah, we decided to kind of pick apart every DApp that was on chain. Well, I should rephrase that. I picked them apart. Spring Roll nurtured them and BD'd them beyond belief.
Nice.
Like he was taking them to the red light district while I was over here destroying their tech, which is kind of why they hired us, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Wine Dine 69.
and that's what it is. You know, they Spring is really good when it comes to building business and developing that business relationship. And I'm a 15 years seasoned engineer. I've got the experience. I'm going to go take a look at your smart contracts, throw them through auditors, destroy them, look at what I can do. Really, I'm looking to exploit. And that's kind of what I've done is I've taken these big DeFi strategies. I'm not going to say exploit, but I'm looking at ways I could farm them or
You did just say
really. Okay, thank you. That's kind of what I've done.
Simply put, normally it's the protocol that wins. It's the protocol that sets the line for the user and says, fam, you got to do this, then we provide you XYZ. But the real smart users are often the ones who figure out how to maximally get their gains from a certain protocol or a certain DApp or a certain program. I think we've all been there where we suddenly find a loophole and we're like, oh shit, we can get 20x instead of a usual 5x if we use 5 accounts. All of a sudden, that little loophole starts becoming a wildfire, and people are like, yeah, you need to use it, and that leads to activity as well. Is the protocol always every now and then happy? No. On the other hand, the protocol gets more users, more eyes, more visibility, and they also get to have people who are, how do you say this, cracking down on their product so that as it scales up, these type of loopholes are no longer possible.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
That's the whole point, right? Like if we're gonna be honest and transparent, like that is how DApps kind of work. They allow for certain things to happen, but in the end, it's the giga chads like you who understand the tech, who are actually cracking it down, maximally gaining the reward, and the reward is technically what you're getting in return for them being able to fix the bug so that it doesn't happen in the next time.
Yeah. So that's, the objective is Rist, our pillar head, right? Explicitly went out to recruit us. And he knew that I was strongly tech. I was able to kind of talk to people. I am very introverted. I put on a persona.
Bullshit.
And then I'm good to go. And then you have Spring Roll, who claims to be introverted, but he's the complete opposite. The man is like the definition of like host. He will take you out, like he says, wine, dine, 69 you, and then he'll rinse your wallets afterwards. Like he is not right, and that's what you're looking for.
Thanks for the pitch, bro.
So
you always have a good time with me, though.
Anyone's looking for a good time, then Spring Roll's the man to speak to. Clearly,
just keep your wallets very close to front pockets, gentlemen.
Don't walk with your ledger over the street, because that's not a smart idea. That's never a smart idea. I don't know about you, Jedi, if you've gone to conferences, but I've seen these guys at conferences who are walking around with their ledger around their chest with like a metal chain, and they are loudly screaming that they have assets of like $50,000 on there. And I'm just thinking to myself, bro, you are waiting to get yourself sniped in the middle of the street, because these guys are walking with their assets as well at 2-3 a.m. in the morning. For example,
it's going to end badly.
Exactly. And then when it happens, they cry.
Everybody knows that, like, you're safe, right? And I'm going to use this word loosely, safe. But there's always way that drainers happen, and PvP is a known thing in this community, right? It's kill or be killed, and we're going to find a way, no matter what, right? Like, I don't know, it's crazy.
So in terms of like the the future of kind of like the more degen side of the core network and what it is that you guys are doing. I mean, what does that actually look like? I mean, is there an opportunity for a bit of alpha to be shared with our listeners and viewers? Nev's nodding his head furiously, so I'm going to let you go first, Nev, because I know that you're dying to tell
Nev,
us.
behave yourself.
And
just saw that coming.
just for the
Oh my
just for anyone who's listening and watching, we decided that we weren't going to plan anything on today's stream, so I have absolutely no idea what's coming. For all I know, it could be an AI assistant or porn model. I have no idea, but let's hear what's in store. But we do know that Core's a little bit more serious, or is it?
So,
Nev.
Core themselves.
Nev.
What?
Behave.
I listen. I'm okay. I'm sorry. Let me put some context to this. I thought we were on the Blockmates podcast. I thought this is something that we talk about on the podcast.
100%. You also
Okay.
know you need to learn how to filter.
So hold the front door. Are you tightening my leash, or are you gonna let me get ready? I'm a dog right now.
I'm
running 40 feet.
only
Hold on.
letting you know that certain things that are not fully confirmed yet should not be mentioned.
So,
There we
okay,
go.
can you provide me context and insights into what cannot be fully discussed? So, here,
you
I'm
know,
gonna
Should I kick
go
Spring
down
Roll
this.
from the chat now? Is that what I do? So
is this how it's gonna go?
So I'm just gonna go
How to
through
get your
the
alpha.
laundry list. I'm gonna get my laundry list here, and I'm gonna get you to confirm Nordjane. All right. So this is how it's gonna go. Because for legal, I'm not the one who's giving out the space. You are technically. So here we go. Marketplace.
No.
Okay. Launchpad for meme coins.
Yes.
Launchpad for NFTs currently.
Yes.
Gamblify.
Yes.
What else gonna go? Oh, AI agents.
No.
Oh,
Why not?
are we sure about that one?
No, you can't deprive me of probably one of the hottest topics
Hold
in
on.
this space at the moment. There's no
I'm
ways
gonna
that you
get him to
can't talk about
reconfirm
AI
that one,
agents.
Jedi. I'm gonna get him to
No,
reconfirm.
no. That wasn't part of the agreement.
I get why you want. I get why you would want to know more. The issue with it is, again, we have certain things in the pipeline that are in
So you
current
are allowed. Hold on a second. Wait. You are allowed to talk about what is potentially coming to the network. You don't have to give any details, sir. Just say, listen, we've got. Okay, so I'll ask the question: do you guys have interested parties to introduce AI agents to the network? I mean, I know that there are a number of protocols that are bringing in AI agents to facilitate with trading. I am aware of that happening on the core network, but we're looking more kind of like terminals that facilitate AI agents and that kind of thing. Are there conversations happening that will allow for that kind of thing?
This is different. Okay. Yes, there are conversations. Yes, there are conversations that are happening right now.
Okay.
What exactly the platform is, what exactly the product is, we cannot mention that yet. And I know Nev would have given you the full name. He would have given you the website, and he would have told you what is possible with it. And that is all still being discussed.
Okay, that's great. I appreciate that, Nev. You cannot share that information for obvious reasons because we never know what plays out. However, I want to establish right now for the audience what opportunities actually exist on the core network. We know that if you're a Bitcoin holder and you want to stake Bitcoin without giving up custody, you can do that. As Nev mentioned early on, you can earn yield, all that good stuff. But not everyone has that capacity. Most of the guys that we see on a daily basis are in the trenches. They're looking for opportunities, and I would like for you guys to present what those potential opportunities look like into the future and what the possibilities are. The whole idea is to just create interest and hopefully promote what it is that you guys are doing, so that you guys are so busy that you don't have time to come on podcasts like this. This is what the intention is.
So the biggest one right now is myself and Spring Roll are both working with multiple DApp partners to launch RWAs. That is probably the biggest cook. There is Super Cheap Gallery NFT, which is a well-renowned artist from a Web2 perspective. He's exclusively launching his product and their product on Core Chain now. Both of those big projects currently as they stand are massive in the space. The RWAs are linked to real estate. So just imagine owning technically a rev share NFT that provides you a passive income through a large condominium space. Um, we're working with apps that are providing that type of APY, or as he would say it, the one who runs that, Yieldimus Maximus, right? Which is kind of hilarious, but that's what he's running right now. We're kind of doing a lot of those, getting those opportunities in play that provide NFTs that have rev share or some sort of RWA aspect to them. And on top of all that, there is plenty, like Spring Roll mentioned, going through my laundry list of, GambleFi and a bunch of other products that we're currently building and bringing on chain. Again, this is all stuff that is bringing in a community based of degens that want to be active and have fun and do activities, using Core. And just like, other chains, like from an omni-chain perspective, everybody's omni-chain, right? We want to bring a specific type of person to come out, and that specific type of person may resemble myself in Spring Roll for those types of activities, right? We want guys that are not afraid to get rinsed, not afraid to, have some fun, because let's face it, that's just another day in crypto, right? In Web3, yeah. And let's have some fun with it.
Spring, so thanks for that, Nev. Spring, just from a kind of like a perspective around what's been happening in the market at the moment. We know that, Solana's been super successful around, obviously providing an ecosystem that allows for fast transactions. And with that came, obviously this meme narrative, and obviously it's taken off and it's been hugely successful for the network. I don't think there's a single network out there that didn't wish they had, something similar, and the volumes that those guys are pushing, and the potential for whatever might come, whether it's iterations of DeFi, whether it's more memes, it doesn't matter. How do you think kind of like this meme coin thing is kind of like setting crypto up for the future? I mean, is it something that will continue forever? Is it something that you guys would like to tap into a lot more? I mean, what are your thoughts around that? And particularly, going into, the end of the cycle and then going into a next bear market, if we do see one, what are your thoughts around memes?
I like memes. I've always felt already a year ago when things started to kick off that memes were the future. It's kind of what you're seeing on Instagram, TikTok, all those other social media platforms as well. Memes, GIFs, anything of the likes. It's what resonates the most with people. And meme coins are technically the way where we're able to put a financial label on certain memes and their value, so to speak, of what people financially see the value of. However, I also believe that when you look at memes, 99% is vaporware. It's people who don't really know how to run an IP, don't really know how to scale it up into a business or to make it something tangible. And for Core specifically, especially because a lot of it is more institutional and it is a lot more business orientated and taking it serious. If there are memes, then I believe as well that the group behind it is a bit more serious, where they are looking to create also a value proposal to the holders. A little bit of alpha, actually. I think this would be a good one. Cortoshis, for example, as an IP, started as one of the first ones. They are the biggest meme coin that is currently on Core. We are in talks to see what we can do with them, to potentially give them more than just them being a meme coin. That doesn't mean ape your life savings right now into Cortoshis, but if anything, I would say as a hint, Sproto Gremlins. If you catch that hint, then you'll understand where Cortoshis is going next.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's really cool that there is this what's the right word? It's kind of like being mindful of what's going on in the space as opposed to, well, we've got a plan and we're going to stick to this plan, and it might exclude everything else that's going on in crypto. And whereas you guys are obviously very aware, it's very clear in terms of who you guys are as people. It's like, it isn't just about, the serious side of things. There is the fun side with, like you said, we want to see, a meme that is more sustainable. I don't know if that's possible. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, do you think it is possible that you can have something that gives value back to a community from a meme
100%.
culture perspective? So
Yeah,
how do you see that?
100%.
So Neve, I'll give you an opportunity. How do you see that? What does that look like? Like practically, how does that? I now buy this meme. How do I get a benefit from that going forward besides price go up?
So that's actually a pretty good answer. And this is kind of what I've always developed. I've always looked at things from a product perspective. So
Yes.
as a engineer or seasoned engineer, I'm always looking at, oh, hold on a second. As we're talking about this, Jedi, I'm going to graciously admit that Spring and I are constantly trading meme coins and shit tokens as we speak. And the green candles that we just got hit on this one, Spring, oof, sorry, I'm like,
Smooch, you're welcome.
yeah. Okay, so outside of that, oh my goodness, I don't even know what to do right now.
So which one? So which one is it? So share so I can bring up the chart.
I'll drop the
Max,
CA in the private chat.
Yeah, we'll drop the CA. Yeah.
So this it's right now Chinese New Year. Chinese New Year is always something where the Chinese go nuts with certain coins. So we've been scouring Dex Screener, GMGN, with Chinese New Year coins. We just found one that got posted by CZ. The picture just got posted by CZ. So everyone is like, "Oh my god, we need to aim in on this."
I'm already at a, oh my god, I don't even want to talk about it.
You are fucking welcome.
I got in so nice and low on this. I love it.
Yes. And it's just mooning. So I got in at about 170K.
You got.
Yes. I
can't believe we're chatting about absolute shit coins on a Blockmates Orange. Ladies and gentlemen, this will probably be the first and only time we do this.
This is only because Spring and I are here. Let's be real.
Do you guys watch Shitcoin Church? One of our streams that we do.
Oh, you have a Shitcoin Church?
I think
so we do Shitcoin Church on a Thursday afternoon Euro time, and it is watched by many people. And we cover a lot of ground, and we talk about a lot of tokens. So you guys must join in. And for anyone else who's interested in the mayhem of the trenches, that's what we do on a Thursday afternoon.
Fire. Yeah, I'll be down to join that.
I'll be down. Yeah, 100%.
You be asleep, Nev.
No, I will figure it out, bro. Maybe I'll stay up that night. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Okay, so in reality, back to the whole meme thing. I know that I wildly took that on a tangent. So just like we're doing here, the objective would be, we would like to see utility backed. And the big thing with Core is, and that's kind of a part of the whole ArtFi narrative, I'm always looking at it from a product lens or product perspective. How can I build this out to something that will either A, benefit the holder, or B, provide some sort of, and I know a lot of people hate hearing this word, but utility. And I coin phrased utility to, and this is like the DJ way of saying it, perks and benefits. I'm looking for like that girl next door, right? And how are you going to get that girl next door with no strings attached? Well, we're going to provide that perk and that benefit to specific DApps on chain, specific product that's being developed on, like by the foundation, or providing some sort of like element that will incentivize the holder. And that's kind of what we're always trying to do here, because not only are you being incentivized to stake, bring or build your BTC on chain, right? Stake it with your hash, allow us to run that security and governance through our Satoshi consensus, right? But
we're trying to reward people to provide that security governance layer, right? By providing them core as just non-custodial stake. But at the same time, how can we do it from a Web3, provide that same element of utility, quote unquote, to our holders, right? And every degen, the biggest thing is, I want to make my bag, right? How am I going to make, it doesn't need to be 100x, but give me a min 10x, right? I need that 10x play or I'm not going to be happy. And that's kind of what we're trying to provide at all times, is that 10x play.
So does that actually currently exist in the core ecosystem? I mean, is there a trench element in the core ecosystem? So what is the starting point? Like if I'm keen to get involved in that, is it Discord? Is it Telegram? Is it, I mean,
Currently, it's
can I
Discord.
monitor core charts on Deck Screener? What does this whole thing look like? Yes,
You can do all of that on everything you just said you can do. But just like you, Jedi, and you know where the Web3 degens exist, it's Discord. You want to get those plays, and it's gated, right? You need to have a Cortoshis NFT to get those plays. That's how we make sure that, you're serious about being on core, right? If you're willing to get yourself a PFP, an NFT that holds some sort of utility, then we're willing to give you guys, let's get in the trenches together and let's, whoever gets rugged together, they keep going together, right? That's the big play. And Spring and I have been rugged multiple times. So
I lost count of the amount of times I got rugged. I call it education money.
That's exactly it, right? So, and we're willing to kind of build that community where it's like a get rugged together, die together kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And
well, that's what it's. I mean, that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, it's kind of like the community is critical in the whole thing. So it can't just be about business. That's why I wanted to get you guys on. And you've definitely delivered in spades around an idea of community and just having fun. So well played, guys. Whether it's LARP or not isn't really important. It's been great anyways, but I'm sure it's not LARP. I think you guys enjoy what it is that you do. And I think the interesting thing for me is like how this grows from this point onwards, because it's like, I mean, core is still a new ecosystem, but it's growing literally by the day. There's good TVL coming in. There's an understanding that it can't just be about staking and yields. It's got to be a bit more about community and culture, and it seems like you guys are on the right track. Question for you. From a strategic perspective, like when you guys sit down and kind of like plan out the rest of your year, is it about bringing in the right DApps that can add value to this community side? I suppose the obvious answer would be yes. But how do you go about finding these DApps that can add value on a community side? Yeah.
You're going to like this one, Jedi, because the obvious answer is no. It's not about the devs. Most devs are just there to build product. Product is just, if that's the case, I can get 100 devs from Turkey. They just do it and then they leave, because that's what happens with most developers. They are just executioners. They don't have a vision. So the real play here where it makes sense is when the developer is partnered as well with someone who has an actual vision, someone who wants to build on something longer term, someone who is also willing to take the risk. I have a couple of people who have devs, for example, who are currently rotating devs, as they have noticed that the dev is not capable of executing the vision. That's also where there can go certain elements wrong. So it's really about finding the team who can work in unison together to really bring their vision alive. One of them where I'm very bullish on, for example, is the Glyph team. I love how motivated those guys are to really create their DApp, and how they have multiple IPs that they are bringing in and setting up so that they can all work in tangent together with each other to really grow out the brand. I personally think that is also the vision that some of the platforms on Solana have done. Take, for example, Tensor. Tensor had not just Tensor, the platform, they also had Tensorians. So that was a separate community next to it, which allowed them to feed off the NFT side of things. Similarly, how you have Jupiter with their DEX, and then next to that, all the offshoots of projects and products that they have set up just to get that extra visibility and just to create an ecosystem that is not just centralized around the DEX itself.
Nice. Do you want to add to that, Neve?
He's absolutely not wrong on that. So,
So
I hate using this buzzword, true innovation, right? Because
Yes.
I fucking hate it. But there's one thing that I can give specific DApps on our chain. They are looking to really provide a product that makes sense, not just from a DeFi element, but also to cater that degen element, right? That Web3 element. Like Glyph, for example, provides LPs, right? They provide liquidity pools, they provide farming pools, they provide a bunch of actual DeFi, GigaSwap utilities, stuff like that. But they're also IP branding to provide some degen plays like a toss fund. And they're also doing Fair C20 tokens, right? Where, it's not a pump fund, there's no bond curve, but it's a fair launch token, right? Yeah. And for people who are degens that, like that, they don't want to see those, linked wallets. They don't want to see that massive hold on that one dev wallet, right? And they like seeing that Fair C. That's good, right? Anybody like Spring and I who want to see, less than, let's be real here, 9% in everybody's wallet, right? Like, so we don't get rinsed and burnt. But these apps are consistently developing that, and they're working alongside community, i.e., our team, to kind of guide them in what that vision of the product should be, right? And it's because all of them, they want to make these types of applications or DApps on chain that make sense, but they don't have the actual guidance outside of DeFi. So it's like, hey, how can we make you guys grow bigger than what you currently are? This is what you'll need, X, Y, Z, right? And that's what we've been kind of helping them with. There is other, I'm going to call them community-led projects, right, that are happening. It's slow cooking right now. They're getting their feet underneath them. They're starting to walk, and they're about to start running. And when those start running, that's going to be substantial growth on core chain. Like the ecosystem is going to see a big boom, and that's why Spring and I are here, because we know what we're capable of, and I think the foundation is very aware of what they're capable of, and we're going to just, we're going to make it happen, Captain. It's going to be a moonshot for sure.
Yeah, the one thing that I've really enjoyed about engaging with Core is that there is a very much an open-minded approach to the way that things get done, but more importantly, the perspective around what's happening in the space. It's a lot more progressive, and it's a lot more open-minded than a lot of other ecosystems out there. It's just not that other ecosystems don't get shit done, they do, but I think the urgency and the appreciation of what needs to be dealt with is a lot more kind of like in the mind's eye with Core. It's really cool it was really cool to hear that you guys were doing what it is that you were doing. It was kind of like I said at the start, it was like, well, it's about being serious about business, but clearly it's also important to be serious about, the more chilled side to crypto, which is what we were chatting about today. And it seems like you guys have got a good handle. Just before we close out today's episode, I wanted to just kind of like give you an opportunity to give your thoughts around what you would like to see kind of like in the next 6 to 12 months, in the context of what it is that you guys are doing. Like, what are the goals that you guys have set for yourselves, but more importantly, like, what does that vision look like for you? Spring, you can go first, and then Neve, you can finish it off.
The goals for Core, right? Not for myself, or you want
Core
to hear my
specifically, and then obviously the role that you get to play in that, because
cool. Yeah. Multiple products that actually have their own communities, fully functioning both in the West and the East. that would mean
Nice.
Discord groups that are pumping around, sharing information. Preferably, these Discord groups are omni-chain. They are not just core focused. I genuinely believe that when you look towards the future of what crypto is, then being exclusive to one chain as a group is very tough to do, because there's so much happening within the space, within the ecosystem. Even now, when we're talking, for example, we do share a coin that is not specifically on Core. That is because, again, there's just so much happening. When it comes to the role that I'll be playing, or that Nev and I will be playing, we both will be helping the creation of said groups. So we're providing um, resources that we have at our disposal due to the length that we have been in the space. This can be, for example, developers. This can be collab managers. This can be people who like to speak on spaces, or are looking to, for example, be a partnership manager. So the ecosystem, we're trying to grow it out with certain individuals and provide both them an opportunity and the project or the DApp, so that there's this symbiotic harmony that is created between the two groups as they all grow their separate brands further out within Web3. 6 to 12 months, goals about 5 to 10 of those groups.
Cool. We'll get you back and we'll have a reflection on that and see how it goes. Nev, what do you see?
Yeah, I'm kind of like right up beside him on that one. Cabals. I want to see cabals all day. I want a meme coin.
You are so direct. I tried to say politically correct, and this man is like,
"Who's PC, bro?
Cabals. I want that shit to be all insider trading."
I want no cap. I want a cabal. I want fucking. I want to see cartels. I want to see the nines, man. I want to see the most degenerate level of plays. No realism. There is a bunch of them. So the big thing is you're absolutely right on that one. I want to see like big communities kind of just running themselves, going fully autonomous, doing their own thing. Like, don't really need our narrative or directive or whatever the case is. Hey, you want to come back at us? Come, sure, like no problem. But you guys do your own thing. But really, from an objective or goal standpoint, or let's call them what they are. What are OKRs? That's what people call those, right? OKRs. Yeah, I've always kind of set my standard here at Core with, the product that I've shipped out or I've built. And Cortoshis was one of the products that Spring and I developed, and kind of like that was our vision, and we had 3 months to cook that. It was trench work. Spring and I had multiple nights. I think even from an EDT standpoint, I was up till 2-3 a.m. sometimes. Not saying that there wasn't heavy cannabis use during those times, but I'm saying that was potentially a thing.
It's a necessity sometimes.
And it allowed the curative, juices to keep going. And that was kind of a big thing. Right. So, like we definitely did do a bunch of things, and I'm always wanting to kind of set a new goal or a new objective. That's what I call them. I call them objectives, right? I don't call them goals. My next objective is this. And my next objective is, and Spring will hate me saying this, a marketplace. I want to see a fully cooked premium marketplace that is like OpenSea Pro and Blur made it an infant retardio child. And that's what I want. Right. And I want to get all of the products that are currently thriving on Core Chain, like Ignition, like these spark drops, like these Ignition drops, integrated, where they're providing that level of reward or activity to its holders. And that's kind of where that's my current objective is that, right? I want to provide a one-stop tavern, right? Where you can come hang with the boys, chill out, have a beer, sweep your floors, launch your tokens, do whatever you want to do from a, not a centralized, that's terrible to say that, but a decentralized one area that you can just do what you want to do. That's kind of what I'm looking at.
Good. Okay. Hopefully we get a chance to revisit this conversation and we can see how you guys are doing. I have absolutely no doubt that you guys are going to pull this off and then some. It's been good fun having you guys on today. Look forward to meeting and chatting again. So cool to connect with you guys and obviously get to hear what it is that you have been doing. And I think the core community are richer for having you guys there, with the edginess and obviously with what clearly is a lot of love. So yeah, thanks for your time, guys. It's been good.
Likewise, Jedi. If ever you wanna get some more alpha or some more exclusives, let us know. We're always happy to join on. We'll just have to keep Dev on a leash so that he doesn't say stuff that isn't publicly allowed yet. But yeah, marketplace, he is right. We are working towards that, and that is a goal that should be accomplished within 6 months. So that is something to look forward to. And that, of course, also means that there will be NFTs that will be launching for that. So keep an eye on the Twitter, I'd say. We will be posting most of the elements first through core community with regards to that. And otherwise, it would be in our Discord. So Discord is where we tend to be a little bit more open-mouthed with regards to what we're able to, what we are doing, as legal can chase us on Discord, as there are no calls there which are recorded.
So I think for me, like, my takeaway from today's interview chat is that, you know, there's a lot of the kind of like the hot topics that we're seeing on other ecosystems, from memes to AI agents to marketplaces. They're currently being cooked on core. We don't have details on that, but I think, you know, for me, it's like there is a serious amount of possibility and value that's residing there over and above, you know, the business side of things, in inverted commas. And it's lovely to hear. So yeah, thanks for your time, guys. See you guys next time. Spring Roll, Neve, it's been a pleasure. Take it easy.
Likewise. Pleasure.
Guys, please like and subscribe. And yeah, share this with everyone out there, because we probably won't see an episode like this for a while on a Blockmates Orange. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Take it easy. All the best.
Quick one, nothing here is financial advice. It's for entertainment and educational purposes only. Always do your own research or speak to a financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Like and subscribe.